Have you ever wondered what would have happened if Tanjiro had fully awakened his Demon Slayer mark since the start of the series? How would the course of the story change? Would Rengoku still be alive? Would Nezuko become human again sooner? Continue watching this video to find out. Demon Slayer marks are distinctive abnormalities found on the skin resembling birthmarks, and they commonly manifest on the faces or other visible parts of the Demon Slayer's bodies, reminiscent of the crest of demons. Each Demon Slayer possesses a unique pattern within their mark, which seems to be connected to the specific breathing style they employ. The mark can only be awakened under highly specific circumstances and bestows special abilities while augmenting the bearer's existing traits. Once awakened, the mark may fade away after a certain period along with its effects. However, it is possible to reactivate the mark by fulfilling the same conditions or through dedicated training to sustain the mark state and prevent its dissipation in the first place. For one to awaken the mark, one of the criteria they have to meet is surviving extremely life-threatening conditions, specifically a heart rate of over 200 beats per minute and a body temperature of over 39 degrees Celsius, conditions which can prove to be fatal in most cases. Bearers of the Demon Slayer mark can dye their Nichiren swords a shining bright red color, mainly through clashing their blade with another marked swordsman or gripping it with tremendous force. Bright red Nichiren swords have the ability to generate intense heat and also hamper the regeneration of demons, some of which on the level of the strongest upper ranks and the Demon King himself. The physical strength and speed of the bearer is exponentially increased to the point where Hashira or Hashira level Demon Slayers are able to overpower and defeat the lowest of the upper ranks and fight on equal ground and grow in power comparable to the highest among them. It is implied that the mark increases the bearer's resistance to Muzan's demon transforming blood, similar to how total concentration breathing does. Bearers of the mark can potentially gain access and see into the transparent world, allowing them to perceive the bodies of others as if their skin was transparent. This enables them to track the flow of blood, breathing, muscular contractions, and joint movements of the person they are looking at, which can be used to predict their movements and evade their attacks with ease. Additionally, those who can access the transparent world can perceive the world in slow motion, further increasing the reaction and movement speed. If ever you guys want me to continue making more content just like this, then don't forget to like and subscribe. In the start of the series, everything happens pretty much the same. Tanjiro's family still gets killed except for Nezuko. As Tanjiro arrives, he tries to save his sister without even knowing that she has already transformed into a demon. Giyu arrives and tries to save Tanjiro by attempting to kill Nezuko. However, Tanjiro was able to keep up with Giyu's attacks due to his increased physical abilities and his ability to use the transparent world. With this, instead of Tanjiro getting knocked out by Giyu, Tanjiro was able to read Giyu's movements and find an opening to knock out Giyu. As Nezuko was about to help Tanjiro, she realized that she did not need to step in. As Tanjiro was about to escape, his heart tells him to stay with Giyu. He did not want to leave him out in the cold just like that. Giyu then wakes up minutes later and wonders why Tanjiro and Nezuko are still there. They then have a conversation and Giyu instructs Tanjiro to go to Sakanji Urokodaki, who lives at the foot of Mount Sagiri. Tanjiro then easily kills the first demon he encounters, and Urokodaki then appears. Giyu lets Urokodaki know that Tanjiro has the potential to become a Demon Slayer, or even a great one. This is then evident in Tanjiro's training for the final selection. Now, Tanjiro would not be able to see Sabato's ghost due to how quickly he was able to cut through the giant boulder. Urokodaki then sends him off to Mount Fujikasane for the final selection. As the final selection starts, Tanjiro easily kills the demons that were in his way just like Sabato, especially since they have a really low body count, aside from the Hand Demon. The Hand Demon then recognizes Tanjiro due to his fox mask. He then tells Tanjiro the story of Urokodaki's students. This would then annoy Tanjiro and allow him to instantly decapitate the Hand Demon and survive the final selection. This way, more students would be able to survive the final selection instead of just 5. As Tanjiro arrives back in Mount Sagiri, he receives his brand new Nichiren sword, but it still remains black. It would then turn to a bright red Nichiren sword as soon as he is in combat. Now, Tanjiro goes to Asakusa after killing the women kidnapping demons during his last mission. He then recognizes Muzan's smell and calls him out. However, as Muzan turns back, he instantly gets way more traumatized as he recognizes Tanjiro's Demon Slayer mark straight away, and sees his earrings moments after. As he panics, he turns some humans into demons while at the same time tries his best to not get noticed. Tamayo and Tanjiro then meet once again. Tamayo is then surprised as she recognizes Tanjiro's mark as well. They then later agreed to work on a cure for Nezuko in order for her to become human again. But then, Tanjiro would have to extract blood from one of the 12 Kizuki, As Susamaru and Yahaba invade Tamayo's home, they get defeated once again, but way quicker this time. Moving on to the next arc, Tanjiro meets Zenitsu along the way, and the rest of the events happen the same way up until they defeat Kyogai. Inosuke would then get introduced in this arc once again. This arc is basically just similar to the original, as this would just be an introduction to the new characters. Tanjiro and Inosuke go up Mount Natagumo as they see one of the members of the Demon Slayer corps get taken away. Zenitsu plans on staying behind once again due to his fear, but changes his mind and decides to go up the mountain as he realizes that Nezuko may be in danger. Tanjiro, however, would be able to defeat the mother and father spider demon with the help of Inosuke. This would then frustrate Rui, the true lower moon. He gets upset as to why Tanjiro is tearing his family apart. It would then be a 2v1, without the help of Nezuko. The fight between Tanjiro and Rui would be a bit longer by like a few seconds, just to show off his red Nichiren blade. But Tanjiro would easily defeat Rui before Giyu even arrives. Tanjiro then extracts Rui's blood and sends it to Tamayo for testing in order to make a cure for Nezuko. Giyu then arrives and is surprised that Tanjiro was able to defeat a lower moon. Now moving on to Zenitsu's point of view, the same thing would pretty much happen. In the end, Shinobu would then arrive and save him. The only difference is that he would be the only one injured during the rehabilitation arc. During the Hashira meeting, the same events would also unfold. As the three Demon Slayers and Nezuko arrive at the Butterfly Mansion, we see Zenitsu resting on the bed since he is still unable to move. Tamayo then sends Tanjiro a cure for Nezuko. This cure was made with Rui's blood and with no help from Shinobu. Therefore, this cure had very little effect as of the time. It would take a very long time for it to be effective. So, Tanjiro still had to extract blood from other members of the 12 Kizuki who had a greater concentration of Muzan's blood. Tanjiro was then able to easily get past the training sessions that he had to accomplish, leaving Inosuke and Zenitsu behind again. But of course, with the help of Shinobu, she was able to motivate the both of them in order to keep up with Tanjiro. This would also be the arc wherein Tanjiro meets Kanao for the first time and tells her to make decisions for herself. Now moving on to the final arc that I will be talking about in this video, the Mugen Train arc. They arrive on the train and meet Rengoku once again. Tanjiro asks about the Hinokami Kagura, but Rengoku has no idea what it is. As they fall asleep due to the ticket, everything that happened stayed the same, up until they defeat Enmu, the lower moon one. However, this time, Tanjiro avoids his injuries. After Enmu's defeat, an eruption appears nearby. Rengoku and Akaza then have an intense battle once again. Rengoku's fighting spirit impresses Akaza, and so he asks him to become a demon just like him. However, Rengoku declines. After some time, it seems like Rengoku is starting to fall behind after keeping up with Akaza's attacks. As Tanjiro watches the fight from afar, he notices that he can keep up with both of their movements with the help of the Transparent World ability. He takes initiative and decides to interfere in order to save Rengoku. Despite Akaza's speed, Tanjiro was able to give Akaza a difficult time with the chemistry between flame and fire. Because Akaza was just toying with Rengoku at the start, it led to his demise as Tanjiro was able to cut off his head with the Hinokami Kagura setting Sun Transformation. The news of the death of an upper moon then reaches Ubuyashiki and the rest of the Hashira. Since Rengoku does not end up dying, he asks Tanjiro to accompany him to his residence. This way, his father, Shinjiro Rengoku, might be able to enlighten Tanjiro about the Hinokami Kagura or the sun breathing technique. As they both arrive, they meet Senjiro, and he is glad that Kyojuro is still alive as he has some injuries. Upon meeting Shinjiro, he still seems to be short-tempered and feels insulted by the presence of Tanjiro as he is a sun breathing user. Rengoku brings Tanjiro away and apologizes. Senjiro then approaches them and hands over a book to Tanjiro that may contain the answers to his questions. However, it appears to be illegible. Rengoku then tells him not to worry, as he believes that he also has the ability to make him stronger. He then asks Tanjiro to be his Tsuguko. I will be ending the video here for now. Let me know if you would want me to make a part 2. What do you think would have happened if Tanjiro had his Demon Slayer mark since the start of the series? And if you have any other what if ideas that you would want me to make, let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this. Thank you for watching.